Welcome back, my DIY nomads. I hope all of you are doing really well today. It is now only a few days away from Christmas, and what I'm going to do today, as you probably tell from the title, is I'm going to try and build a shower. I'm trying to make this as user-friendly as possible, but in the meantime, I dropped my jigsaw the other day, and I bent the guide plate, and I also broke a little other bit. So I've ordered in some new parts. They've arrived, so I'm just going to quickly fix that. Right, the shower. Now, what I've got planned is I've got one of these like classic sort of American style 20 litre or 5 gallon sort of fuel tanks. And what I'm going to do is I also got this sort of food style thermometer and this really cheap but pretty useful van shower, and these are actually just a shower on their own. I guess this bit's a little bit cheaty, but what I'm trying to do is offer an ability to have hot showers on a van. Now you could put this into any water source, and I'm sure if you live in like much hotter climates, this isn't going to be an issue for you, because you could just have like a black water canister, you put it out for like a couple of minutes and the water will be actually a really nice temperature already. But for a lot of the rest of the world, where sometimes it is below freezing or around that sort of area, a hot shower is very nice to have, and a little bit more unachievable. This thing is really constantly hitting me in the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the metal canister here. I hope I haven't broken it. I'm going to take the thermometer, drill a hole, and then I'm going to mount this little doodad in the top. So this gives us our sort of water temperature reading. I'm then going to cut a hole for this to slide into and mount it so that it's sort of watertight. Annoyingly, it doesn't go down the spout of the tank. That would have been absolutely prime if it did, but it doesn't, so we're going to have to move on to another option. So I'm just going to use a hole saw, cut a hole, put it in, and then I'm planning to use a heat gun to remove the paint off the bottom of the tank. And the reason for doing is that what I can do at that point is fill it up with water when I need a shower, put it on top of my hob, and then whether it's a gas hob or the diesel hob like I've got in my van, or anything else, induction hob. Actually no, induction hob, you need a specific type of metals, don't you? Well, gas or diesel, whatever it is, then you can put this on top, heat the water away to the right temperature, turn the cooker off, have your hot shower. But obviously I do need to remove the paint off the bottom, because if you've got flames or very hot heat, I just feel like, well, if you've got flames, it's definitely going to like burn away the paint anyway. But that's why I've gone with this metal container, and obviously not a plastic one. This is definitely going to be an experiment. This could fail drastically, but I feel like this could work really well and be like a mega win for little additions to the van. So I've stripped back the paint on the bottom now, and because I'm not using propane or sort of direct flames, I haven't taken the paint away very high here. I've just taken it around the edge, because I feel like if it was propane, it will probably try to burn through the paint, and because it's like a sort of direct flame. But I guess with this sort of indirect heat, it's more of like an electric cooker with a heated top. It's going to be more gentle with the increase in temperature, so the water will keep this paint from sort of burning. So what I've done in the top is I ended up cutting this hole here, but realised that was actually quite a bad place to cut it, because there's more of a chance of it sort of like pouring out this way if it was like moved around or hit. So I plugged that up and cut another hole in the top here. So one thing I've immediately picked up on is the fact that because of this sort of spine that goes around the edge of the water tank, it's actually putting a lot of pressure on two very small points, and I'm putting on top of this sort of glass top for the my diesel heater, which I'm not too happy about. So a little few refinements that I will do next would be to just shave off a bit of that spine, or shave it down as much as I can. I am worried about going through it and ending up going like creating a hole, but that much sort of weight, like, cause it's like what, 25 litres is 25 kilograms, and I haven't even filled it fully. But that much weight on those two little small areas is going to be a serious sort of potential for cracking the glass, especially if you like dropped it down quite quickly onto that glass. I don't think it would survive. But I've got it in a position where it doesn't seem to be putting too much pressure on the glass at all. So I'm going to give it a go and see what we can do with the water temperature. We are currently looking at 7.7 degrees for the water. Cooker's on, so now we have to do is wait for it to come up to temperature. So we are about 30 minutes into this, and I know what you're thinking, 30 minutes and it's still not up to temperature. That's taking quite a while, but it is a lot of water to heat, and I think the issue is actually to do with using this metal container that these like 25 litre tank things, because the bottom isn't flat. I thought they were flat on the bottom, but they're more like they come down and bow and then go in, and then there's the spine in the centre that follows the edge round. And annoyingly, they don't sit flat on both those sides. They sit on the spine and one edge. So what's happening is you're not getting direct contact with the heating top of my cooker. Now, if you were using propane, I don't think this would be an issue just because you're using flames. But it's quite good to just test out anyway. And I can always look at using this to be heated over a micro camping gas canister, or even on a fire or something like that. But what I have in mind is that I'll probably end up changing this container for something that is more suitable. Right guys, I've been here for about an hour now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna call it there. I think my issue is, as I mentioned before, as it's not touching fully on the cooking top, it's not getting like the most direct heat, so I reckon it could heat a lot quicker. But we are reading just over 30 degrees, so that's pretty good, and I think it's going up about half a degree a minute. I seriously do think though, with a bit of refining, this could be a really good way to have like warm or hot showers. And as I mentioned before, propane I think would heat this up so much faster as well. What I'm going to do is look at getting a different container. Now I'm going to test out how well the shower bit that I got off eBay works, and how long this sort of between 20 and 25 litres of water will last me in a shower. Oh, do you know what? That's not actually a bad temp. I like that. That's a nice shower. Right. I'm really chuffed with that result. 5 minutes 40 for a that's a really good length shower actually, especially with sort of that sort of weird system that I just came up with in my shed. I'm really impressed with the shower. I'm going to leave a link with it in it below. The only issue is that where the connection is here, it's a bit sort of leaky, so I need to look at the O-ring they use, try to improve it, because I reckon you could get actually a little bit more time out of that shower, because it was actually spurting out a bit of water, so that's all just wasted water at the end of the day. One thing I'd really appreciate all you lot doing is putting some input into regards what the best metal container I could use for this. One which has a flat bottom, maybe a bit more self-contained. I just don't want to do it out of like a saucepan really. Anything between 15 to 25 litres would be perfect. And yeah, then we can really refine the system. I want to take this into a part 2 after Christmas and look at trying to make a sort of a rig so that I can have a shower inside of my van. So if it's really, really cold and windy outside, I can be in here, shower, and it won't like ruin the wood in here, won't like create too much moisture. That's what I'm trying to think about for the next section of this. But yeah, I'll leave it there, and I hope you DIY nomads have the best Christmas ever. I'll catch you guys shortly after that. and we can get back into some more videos. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys after Christmas. Cheers.